What was it you say about the view?
The hardest climbs are the best views.
I think you're right.
It's hard to pinpoint what it was exactly or when it happened, but somewhere along the way, something has changed the way I see Peru, altered my conscience. Go ahead and cue the iconic guitar riff and ethereal sound of that famous Pixie song, because walking the streets of Cusco makes me ask myself, where is my mind? Is it the altitude? What is it about this place that gets under my skin? Could it be the coca leaves I'm chewing that has my head spinning? Well, I'm pretty sure that's just making my face numb. The landscape, the food, the people, the colors, the smells and sounds. There is something about Lima, something about Cusco, something about Peru that has captured my imagination and stolen a piece of my heart. I might even go as far as to say that coming here has made me rethink the way I see food completely. But I'm getting ahead of myself. This all started when I arrived in Lima 8 days ago. As a chef, I need to stay curious in order to evolve. For me, that means looking beyond a good meal to learn more about who made it and what inspires them to cook. Every great city has great food. I'm going on a journey around the world. I'm on a quest to find passionate chefs who cooks from the heart, to prove that food is love.
Gotta be delicious. Food is love. Love your food.
Lately, there has been a lot of buzz about the food coming out of Peru. In fact, several of the top restaurants in the world are there. But what's behind it all and what's on the menu? To try and crack the code, I'm meeting up with a friend here in my hometown. Rosario is a Peruvian native and transplant to Alton, Illinois.
I hear that some of the best restaurants in the world is now in Lima. 10 years ago, you never heard anything about Lima or Peru.
There is a new trend for food. Doesn't need to be just like what we were used to, that was mostly what was cooked at home by your mom, by your grandma. In the last 2 decades, several chefs, younger chefs, have opened nice restaurants. My best favorite one is Cosme by James Berkemeyer. He also has another one that is called Alado. The food is magnificent. He has one of the best desserts that is called crema volteada. It's the best in Lima.
James Berkemeyer is a star in the South American food scene. His restaurant Cosme was recently named one of Latin America's 50 best restaurants. With Rosario's encouragement, I'm off to immerse myself in Peruvian food, starting at Cosme.
So I'm here in Lima after Rosario spiked my interest in coming here. I had one too many pisco sours last night, paying a little bit for that this morning, but I'm ready now to meet James over at Cosme. And why is it called Cosme?
Cosme because of Cerro San Cosme. San Cosme is one of the first neighborhoods. Cosme is our neighborhood restaurant.
Okay.
Cosme is a comfort food restaurant with technique. Yeah, Cosme is like this dish, you can maybe find it at home. So it's done in a different way where maybe you can remember your grandma, but in a different way done.
Like 10 years ago, nobody was thinking that there was any food in Lima that would be worthwhile coming to, and now, today, you know, some of the best restaurants in the world is here. What changed here?
Gaston.
Yeah?
Gaston Acurio for sure changed it, yeah. You have to be a real, not thankful to say it, really. Our work, of course, because what I have done, and because of my work and everything, and because of Gaston. Gaston had the horizon to see and to know and to project, make a revolution in Latin America, in South America, really. I think that we work as a team. Now everybody has their own horizon and everything, but always trying to help each other, things, you know, in our ways and in that stuff. I think that San Pellegrino, the 50 best restaurants, helps a lot. Yeah. But I think that the best recognition is like you can pay at the end of the month all checks, you know.
Yeah.
That's the best.
If you can break even, or maybe make a little money.
For sure.
So do you still cook in the kitchen?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I'm just in time for the lunch crowd, when things start to get busy around here. In the small but mighty kitchen, a well-oiled crew works to crank out a hefty pile of covers, and by the smell of things, I'm in for one hell of a meal. Before I know what's happening, James is bombing the table with dish after dish. First plates up are fish.
The culinary gods are blessing me today.
Unbelievable. No, I mean like really good. Peruvian ingredients and flavors elevated to an amazing new level. And this, the legendary dessert Rosario insisted I'd try. Wow, silky and literally perfect in its form. What an incredible first meal in Peru. It's going to be tough to top this. If this is any indication on what to come in the next 10 days, this is going to be a really good trip. As the dinner crowd starts to fill the place up, I say my goodbyes and get on my way. The food here certainly lived up to all the buzz. A clear sunset in Lima is a rare and celebrated event. I guess I'm here at the right time. So to get one of the best views of the city and the sunset from the water, I'm headed to La Rosa Nautica, a seafood restaurant that's located out on a pier and helmed by Chef Pedro Miguel Schiaffino.
Is this the best spot in Lima with this view?
There are good spots in Lima, but this is one of the nicest ones. It's a unique spot on top of the water. Actually, you dine watching surfers.
Yeah.
There are some cities that you have great food and people that are making a good job and you have good product, but you are missing something, about the culture and history. Here we have a great culture and history.
So you got a couple of surfboards with you so we can go surfing?
Yeah, you want? Yeah, I have a couple of longboards. You can longboard here.
I'll probably drown.
Nah, come on. There's people that rent and they have classes.
Yeah, I don't know how you do it.
No, it's super easy.
No, it's not. I tried it one time. It's not easy.
But this is a very nice spot to learn.
It's just like cooking. It's super easy too when you know what you're doing.
But everything, it takes time. You need to practice, that's all.
Yeah.
But it's a nice spot to surf though. I love this restaurant because, it's family run.
Yeah.
A lot of people, most Peruvians love this restaurant, no? And
because of the history?
Yeah, and when they come from other cities, they come here, no? They always come here. And I'm happy, I'm super happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Well, we better go and leave you alone. Thank you so much.
Okay, Lasse.
It was nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you, bro.
Thank you.
Take care.
Yeah.
I've already covered a lot of ground since I've been here, but I'm still thinking about that ceviche at Cusco. Ceviche is everywhere in Peru, and every region has their own version of it, but almost all of them start with fresh fish. To get the freshest fish in Lima, you have to get up early. It's 2:30 in the morning, and I'm on my way to check out the largest fresh fish market in the city. The boats have just come in, and the morning catch is being prepped for sale.
We're at the fish market in Lima, Peru. I was kind of interested in to see the fish we got today at Cusco, where that came from. So Saturday is a big day down here where all the fresh fish comes in.
I'm meeting up with Alberto, owner of Calcal Peru, a service that shows up in places like this to source the freshest fish for restaurants like Cusco.
I have worked here like 16 years.
16 years.
When I arrived here, we don't have a ceiling.
No roof.
No roof.
Oh,
no
wow.
roof, no lights.
Yeah.
All dark with flashlights.
So is this every day?
Yes, every day.
Is there any chefs that comes in here and picks themselves? Or?
Yes. A lot. Good breakfast. Sweet.
Wow, that's good.
It seems chaotic and certainly doesn't look like any fish market I've ever been to, but there is a rhythm to the madness, and they have a little bit of everything here. After 16 years of picking fish for fine dining restaurants, Alberto knows what he's looking for.
Sometimes you find it like alive.
As a chef, all of this seafood is making my head spin with ideas, and when it's this fresh, it's more than worth the early morning. Now, vamos a la cama. To get a better feel for the old part of the city, I'm headed to do a little exploring.
There's a lot of Spanish architecture here, so it feels really European. We're in the town square. There's a big celebration today.
This is the part of the episode where I'm supposed to lay down some cultural facts about the meaning behind the dances, dress, and the parade itself. But there is so much going on here, I wouldn't know where to start. It's all I can do not to get lost in the middle of it, much less trampled by a giant parade shrine. But it is captivating. You want to see traditional dress? No problem. Music, dance, check, check. And then there is this. Inca bread.
I'm eating Inca bread. It's made of corn. It's very interesting. It has some flavors that I'm unfamiliar with.
Something like cornbread. This one was a little dry, to be honest. But new lesson unlocked for my future self. Eating mystery cornbread in the middle of a street festival with nothing to drink nearby is not a well thought out plan. But then again, it did lead me to this. Thirsty? Feeling a little worn down from the walking? No worries, try some coca tea.
I just ordered a coca tea. It's made with the coca leaves. When you go to Machu Picchu and you're worried about the elevation, so they say to drink a little tea made from the coca leaves. And you can take this with you inside of the Peru, but they can't leave Peru. Of course, obviously, there's stuff in here that people would frown upon.
A few moments later, and I've got my energy back.
Very interesting flavor, and I feel good. A couple more of these, I could probably run 2 restaurants at the same time.
For me personally, a little time in the plaza goes a long way. It's nearing lunchtime, and when you're in Lima for lunch, why not eat next to some Incan ruins? With a menu of modern Peruvian favorites like trout or la trucha and potatoes, the restaurant at the Huacapuclana ruins doesn't disappoint. But enough about food. I'm ready to climb the adobe pyramid.
It's unbaked adobe bricks, and it doesn't rain here, and maybe that's why it's lasted so long. I'm trying to find answers. You know, it seems like further I go into Peruvian history, the more questions I have. Just think about how old is this, you know, that you can put your hand on history. That's amazing. I know I'm supposed to focus on the food, but it's very hard to focus on the food when you're here at this incredible site. So it's taken 40 years to uncover all we're seeing, and they're not done yet. So look at this hillside right here. It still needs to be dug out, and there's probably going to be a bunch of discoveries there.
There are more than 400 sites like this one, located all over Lima, a stark reminder of the deep history and past civilizations that were here long before we were.
You have the filter on where I get a 6-pack, right? We're exploring Barranca, which is another neighborhood in Lima, Peru. You know, I know they have good chicken in Peru, but this is interesting right here. Doesn't matter what country you are in the world, there's always a little American culture in there. Look at this.
Seeing the Colonel's face here makes me want something local to eat. Oh look, it's a food cart.
He's making picarones. I'm about to try that, and then we're gonna have cow's heart. That's gonna be delicious. Picarones, it's like a Peruvian funnel cake. It's delicious. I'm about to eat some cow heart now. I probably should have had the cow heart first and then this afterwards, but we'll see.
The beef heart is splendid, just the way I like it. Hot, tender, and on a stick. Perfect for a late evening stroll through the streets. About a 10-minute bus ride from here is something you wouldn't expect to find in Lima. An American cheeseburger made by an American transplant. Cafe a Bistro is the work of American expat Ashton Mulligan, but the story of how it came to be is as good as the burgers they make here.
I find an American chef in Lima, Peru. How did that happen?
My father is Peruvian, and in 2009 I was working in San Francisco, and the financial crisis happened, and the restaurant I was working at closed, and I had never met my father, so I took advantage of that.
When you said
change.
You never met your father, what do you mean by that?
No, I never knew my father.
Okay.
And I found him in 2005, but I was changing careers.
Okay.
And so like I never had a chance to come and visit him, and then until 2009.
So I mean, he knew you were out there too?
No, he didn't know.
Okay.
He didn't know, but well, I sent the email and I told him all the details, and I sent him a photo, and we look a lot alike. I came here for 3 months was the idea, and I stayed. I've never went back.
No.
No, I'm still here 15 years later. So since I got here, I was like every little place I saw, I started like imagining a restaurant. Like every little place I saw. And at that time was the culinary boom was starting here. Like a lot of chefs were getting known from here, like Gaston, and it's a lot easier to open a restaurant here. The costs are a lot lower here. It's a lot easier in that sense, but it's not as formal. So you got to learn how to work with the system. We first started out as a bistro, like a California cuisine, and the burger just took over. The car. And that's what we're really known for is our burgers, because we make all our own stuff. People like burgers, but the quality of burgers at that time weren't very good. Since we've opened, like now, it's actually, there's a lot of burger places now. We have 3 locations, and yeah, right now I just want to focus on these and get them strong.
This is like what you see in America, so you're kind of showing people down here how you would do it in the United States, so that makes you stand out, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I didn't ever want to cook Peruvian food because I thought who would want to try an American Peruvian food in Peru.
Yeah.
Maybe if I ever go back to the United States, I would probably do something more Peruvian.
Yeah.
But here, I just focused on that, partly because when I got here too, I missed some of that stuff. This is our burger. It's the Cafe Au burger, pure short rib.
Okay.
Coarse ground, so you can kind of feel the meat. The bread is it's like a brioche style bread, and then the potatoes are native potatoes here, Papua Mantanga.
How about all the potatoes they have here?
Yeah, it's a lot, like 5,000 types.
Yeah. So is this what you prefer for French fries, or?
Yeah, this is the one closest to what I would use in the United States.
Your heart is here now?
Yeah, no, I'm really happy here. We've done really well, and yeah, I don't think I'll be back anytime soon, but
no.
But eventually, I wanna be able to do something in the United States. But I think it would be more Peruvian influence if I did.
Well, it's delicious. So you are the burger king of Lima. Food is love all over the world, right? Especially in Lima.
We all need food to survive. Food is nourishment. Food is familiar. But what happens when you don't know when or where your next meal is coming from? Last year, over 49 million people received help from Feeding America's 200 partner food banks, sourcing and distributing healthy, nutritious food. We all need food to survive, but also to thrive. To find your nearest food bank and help make a difference, visit feedingamerica.org, because above all,
to embark on a trip this expansive, you really need a professional traveler's help. Luckily, I have cool friends like Shannon Lichty of Limitless Planet. When Shannon heard I was coming to Peru, her travel company not only planned the entire trip, but Shannon came along to help show me around. Lima is captivating. I don't feel like I've even scraped the surface here, but as they say, the show must go on. An hour or so by plane into the interior of the country, and you find yourself in Cusco, whose streets are still lined with the walls of its distant Incan past. Losing your breath here is normal, and not just from the scenery. At almost 12,000 feet above sea level, a stroll through the streets requires stamina. As much as I'm enjoying Cusco, we are pushing on toward the Sacred Valley, the gateway to the Amazon and the home of many of the great Incan archaeological sites.
Through the Sacred Valley, we're going to see one of the oldest ruins of the area from the Incan period. And of course, we're going to see Machu Picchu, one of the wonders of the world. It should be a good couple of days ahead of us.
Are we going to eat anything along the way?
No, we're going to starve to death.
Look at this one. Look at this one.
Potatoes are a huge component of the Peruvian diet, but here in the Sacred Valley, farming them is a way of life for many people.
They are not employees, no? They are farmers. It's quite bitter, the flavor. It's different, the flavor. But again, this one, what provide you is carbohydrate. So in order to eat, we have to soak in the water, rehydrate, and eat as a regular potato next day.
The shift in atmosphere from the city to here is unexplainable. We're in Pisac to check out a local market.
I wonder how these little creatures taste this young. They're probably nice and tender.
That's terrible. No, someone take this alpaca from him.
I think I've found my Peruvian look.
So, I really want to blend in, right, with everybody here. So I got the camouflage now. So now we ought to be able to find that cuy we've been looking for.
The Pisac market did you well.
I don't look like a fat Danish chef anymore, do I? No, it is really beautiful here.
It's a special place.
Yeah.
Look at the colors right now with the sun setting. You get a nice, golden hue over everything. It's very, very beautiful. Just the people in the street are so nice and kind and welcoming. It's a pretty
it's a far cry from Lima where everything was chaotic.
Yeah.
And now this is like very laid back, right?
And even Cusco, right? Come to this place and it's just quiet and calm. We have a couple days of just getting into the space of where the Incas built their empire.
As you remember earlier, I had a little 1-week-old baby alpaca in my hands, and now I'm sitting at a restaurant in the Sacred Valley, and I'm about to try alpaca.
This will upset some people, but here in Peru, eating llama and alpaca is no different than eating beef in the U.S.
A nice sizzling pile of baby alpaca.
And I have to admit, it's pretty tasty. Alpaca and llama aren't the only furry treat on the menu in Peru. Guinea pigs or cuy are a staple of the diet in this part of the country. The rugged terrain mean that large-scale cattle operations aren't common here. But these little guys can be farmed for low cost and in a small amount of space. After noticing that cuy is served at this resort in the Sacred Valley, the hotel staff here has agreed to show me where they raise the cuy for the guest menu, alongside a whole garden of other things. Because farm to table isn't a movement in Western Peru, it's the only option.
This whole garden and this whole area supports the restaurant. And it's out of necessity. There is no food truck coming here with produce all the time, where you can get whatever you want. You have to grow what you want to put on the plate, including the meat. They're way ahead of us. Regular people, do they have places like this and then they eat them?
Yes, exactly.
So they raise them like this?
Yes.
Okay.
10 females and only one
Male.
male.
Okay, so the male is very happy.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's very happy with
Very popular with the girls, yeah.
Yes.
If you think about it, it's really no different than raising cattle or pigs, just on a much smaller scale. One culture's pet is another culture's protein.
For cancer.
It's good for cancer?
Yes.
Okay.
Good for cancer. In soup.
But I mean, you don't look at it like a pet. You look at it like we look at pigs.
Yes.
Right. It's an animal that you raise to eat.
Yes.
Yeah, it's part of the culture.
Here in Peru, is grow up and eat. It's not fit.
That goes inside the stomach of the cuy when you cook it.
Exactly.
Okay.
These two
These two?
inside the stomach is for the cuy.
I would love to try one myself, but that will have to wait because I'm answering the call to adventure. To see where the rest of the trip takes me, tune in next time for part 2 of Food is Love Peru.
How do you become the top online seafood company in the United States? You earn it. We are the only company that catches, processes, and directly sells seafood right to our customers. We have a 4.9 Google rating with over 800 reviews and the highest customer satisfaction. To have the best seafood delivered right to your door, order from the original, WildAlaskaSalmonandSeafood.com. Look for my face on the logo to ensure you're getting the best. Now you know the guy that caught your dinner.
Okay, gumbo it is.
What if there was a way to feed the hungry at the same time give them dignity?
The answer is this simple token.
We developed the currency of caring to act as a form of payment for participating restaurants and food trucks, and as a key to providing a warm, dignified meal to those who need it most.
You want to try something new?
Donations fuel the currency. Now helping feed others has never been easier.
Either as a participating restaurant, food truck operator, or as someone who wants to pay it forward by donating. Please visit currencyofcaring.com because food really is love.